Hello again everybody and welcome back to the channel. We're down under today in New Zealand and we're going to be flying the Airbus A32NX along with a couple of our channel members as well and a few others. Look at that screen flickering in the background, like it. That's Alberto and we've got Pete in the Qantas over there as well. I've set the time for a bit of sunrise here in Auckland, New Zealand, and here we are in the Air New Zealand colours. You'd have to excuse the terrible autogen scenery being sort of half in the stands, but it's a really nice livery on flightsim.to for this aircraft, for the flybywire A32NX, and we're in the experimental branch as well. The live stream itself is still public for everybody to watch and enjoy, but today is our members only live chat day, so if you want to chat you've got to be a bronze, silver or gold frequent flyer for today. And to those of you who are, a very big thank you for supporting the stream and having those ongoing monthly subscriptions. Really appreciate all of that. Wesley, are you joining us? So we're heading into Queenstown today, and we've got the new iniBuilds / iniscene scenery. Alberto, hi to you. Yoep and Wesley, hi guys in the chat there, welcome. And we can get rid of the baggage. There's now more to load, even though they've forgotten 2 of the sets of bags. Anyway, while Dave gets rid of the baggage belt over there and tries not to damage the airframe, we'll jump into the flight deck. Cruise today at flight level 380, 38,000 feet in standard pressure, and we are departing Auckland on runway 23 left on a lever 1 Papa departure, as you can see there in the MCDU. Heading out of Levera, then KAPAI, and then from KAPAI we're picking up the Yankee 320 airway all the way down to DOVOT. And then at DOVOT for Queenstown we are pretty much going to be there we go, arrival RNAV 23 Zulu I think, but we'll have to have a look at the charts of course, and then
good day, ladies and
flying the
gentlemen.
RNAV from runway 23.
Flight Service Manager. On behalf of your captain, your first officer and your cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard this Air New Zealand service.
RNAV Zulu.
Air New Zealand is proud to be part of the Star Alliance network. Civil aviation law requires all passengers
Up to 4
to
Bravo.
comply with all safety notices and signs on this aircraft, as well as the instructions of your crew. Please assist the cabin crew in preparing for departure by placing your carrying luggage either while underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers above. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened, your seatbacks are upright, and your tray tables and footrests are stowed away.
It's going to be interesting.
If you're seated
transition via DOVOT,
that your window blind is open.
like so.
This is a non-smoking service, and I would like to remind you that smoke detectors have been fitted in the toilet.
Quite a complicated arrival
We
procedure.
will be underway very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting for some final paperwork, and then we'll get underway. So in the meantime, just make yourselves comfortable, and once again, welcome aboard. Thank you.
Oh, it's a double advert. Well, that's showing a 04 arc there, so where is adverb? Adverb's there. QN 760, QN 774 before that, and 779 before that. Happy days. It should skip through both of those. I'd imagine one's there for a reason. So, Jonathan, hello, welcome. Yeah, no problem at all. That does sound quite fun. And Nick, good morning to you as well. Michael, hello to you, welcome. Those of you who are looking to try and join us, we are of course going to be passing, in fact let me show you Navigraph. We're going to be passing a couple of airports on the way, so you could always join us from one of those, of course. So there's our route today. It's the Queenstown 2 route, and we are going to be departing Auckland and then heading south pretty much, but Wellington is here for those of you who want a shorter journey. You could join us from Wellington, and then you could perhaps do the Quebec 642 airway, or the Yankee 60, what was it? Quebec 606 airway from Wellington, taking you out towards Midub, and then you can continue joining us. So that's an option. Or you could fly from Christchurch. There's a much shorter route there. What else have we got en route? So it depends where you guys are, and if you are looking to fly along. There's Hamilton as well. There are a couple of places where we can get set up quickly there. New Plymouth could be a good one actually. That's not far off our route actually. So that could be a good option for those of you looking to still fly along, but have just become free. So QNH 1019 and the latest METAR. METAR NZAA. So winds are 200 degrees at 11 knots, all the nines, scattered cloud 3,500, broken 4,400, 11 degrees, 2.7, and the QNH 1019er. $5,940 kilos of fuel, and we're pretty much full as well with the boarding. The new boarding thing inside ATSU, by the way. You go to weight balance now, and across the side page here. Interesting. It's reset itself. Okay, so we need to do some boarding. Just finish that off. It's annoying because I thought that was already working.
Gentlemen, my name is Cameron and I'm your in-flight service
there we go,
manager.
gross weight's going
On
up.
behalf of your
I think
captain,
that looks
your
strange.
first officer and your cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard this Air New Zealand service. Air New Zealand is proud to be part of the Star Alliance network. Civil aviation law requires all passengers to comply with all safety notices and signs on this aircraft, as well as the instructions of your crew. Please assist the cabin crew in preparing
We'll have to wait for those to get updated.
Either while underneath the seat in front of you,
Michael, flight time's about 1 hour 30 en route time, 2 hours gate to gate I think.
Tray tables and footrests are stowed away.
New Plymouth's a little shorter, Wellington's obviously quite a bit shorter, about an hour flight time.
This is a non-smoking service, and I would like to remind you that smoke detectors have been fitted in the toilets. We will be underway very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting for some final paperwork, and then we'll get underway.
We are waiting for these
So in the meantime, just
critters to hurry up and get on the plane.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Yeah, about 1 hour, Michael, if you join from Wellington, I think, off the top of my head. Maybe 1 hour 15 from New Plymouth. Halfway through that boarding now. It's a little bit accelerated, as you can see. It's doing 1 row per second. Although that's 1 row per second, but total passengers are going at 1 per second as well. So there's a discrepancy, look. Oh no, it's not. It's doing each row back to front. If I was a premium passenger, I'd be fuming. Everyone knows rows 1 to 6 boards first. Aqua Vitali, hello, welcome. And Wesley, how was my real life flight yesterday? Good question. It got cancelled. So I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get everything ready, get in the right mindset, have a quick look through the course notes for that particular exercise I was supposed to do yesterday, sorry. And then just as I was making coffee, the heavens opened and it just started absolutely lashing down with rain, and this really thick low cloud base rolled on in as well from the southwest. So I was looking out thinking there is absolutely no chance I'm going to be flying. And then about 20 minutes later I got a text from my instructor saying, hi, I think you probably gathered this already, but the weather wasn't suitable, so it got cancelled. Sad times. The last 3 here are just obviously running in from duty free. There we go. So we might need to reset these. There we go, look, we've added a whole lot of extra weight and a whole lot of extra speed, and also, okay, well that's fine, 5.9. So after departure, you can see there, it's a really easy looking departure routing actually, to be fair. NZAA SID level 1 Papa RNAV departure. There we are. So straight out up to Ursip and then left, climbing up to Levra, up to KAPAI. There's an additional transition at Carl, but we're not going that way. We're breaking off at the transition at KAPAI to then join that airway like we were talking about a few seconds ago. Easy peasy. There's Hamilton, look. It's not too far away actually from us. The approach is going to be interesting. We'll go through the charts as we get closer to that. I'm just going to make sure I've got Volanta fired up ready to go as well. Indeed she is. Diversion to Christchurch today if it all goes a bit Pete Tong. If you're watching in the background and you're trying to work out how to do the old chat today, then if you click the $sign, I think down the bottom. Hamid, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing. It will show you our membership options for bronze, silver and gold frequent flyers. Oh, there was an aeroplane over there somewhere. According to Volanta there is one. Quite possibly not on our thing though. There's Alberto. Wesley indeed, yes. But once I get flying properly and I'm not on lessons or anything like that, I'll be setting up GoPros on the aircraft, around the aircraft. There we go. And sharing the journeys with you guys as a little bit of a sidearm to the content. Let's get the tug. So where is he? Push back Dave.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground.
Moved over from America. Beacon on. Direction do we push it back? It's going to be east. And we are at stand 18, I think. Auckland traffic, Air New Zealand 623 is at stand 18, push and start and face east. Auckland traffic.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. The parking brakes are set. You may lift. Parking
I love
brakes
this
set.
feature.
Lifting the aircraft.
Up she goes. Such a good freeware mod.
Standing by for pushback. Please set parking brakes. Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
There's a VDEV for the RNAV departure.
Parking
That's
brakes
clever.
are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
Always engine 2 first. Look at that for a view. All the screenshots again as usual are going to go on to... Who's that? God's sake, Trevor, get out of the way. There's been a huge explosion. They'll all go on Volanta, all the screenshots today. I've changed my rudder sensitivities today as well, so I've made them even more lazy. I don't know who FCY241 is. So I'm actually able to get a bit of a nicer pushback. I'm hoping as well, by the time I come back from my holiday, guys, I'll be able to bring you guys perhaps this route again, or even the return from Queenstown. We'll fly back to Auckland with the new upcoming Flightbeam Studios scenery as well. And we'll be celebrating the release of that too.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake. Parking brake set. Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Oh, it's so good. The fact it drops the aeroplane back down.
Disconnect. Okay, sir. Cleared to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding position, waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
There we go, there's an Osprey. God, look at the sun reflecting off those blades. Hey, look at that, there's an All Blacks one there as well. That's looking pretty sweet. Where is it? I want that view after this view. Come on, screenshot that person, do your magic.
G'day, Auckland traffic. This is Ames 454 reading.
Readability 5.
Readability 5, Ames 454.
I think I'm not sure if that's playing God or not. I set him a challenge to sound like he's from New Zealand for the entire duration of the stream today. It's the little things. Right, where are my charts? Let's see. I've got rid of me taxi charts. Where are they? Airport. There we are. Auckland traffic, New Zealand 623. Taxi to stand Alpha. Correction, hold point Alpha 1 runway 23 left via Charlie Bravo 5 and Alpha. Bar break off.
Flight attendants, arm your doors. Hello everyone, the doors are now closed. Any portable electronic devices such as MP3 players, laptops, video cameras must now be switched off. If you have a mobile phone or PDA, activate the flight mode and then turn your device off. If your particular model is not equipped with the flight mode setting, it must be switched off and remain off for the duration of the flight. Flight attendants, check all doors closed.
My rudder pedals feel a lot heavier today.
Auckland ground, 1889, gate 29, requesting push start facing east after the departing Air New Zealand A32NX.
Flight attendants, go to your safety demonstration positions please. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly we'll show a safety video about this aircraft. You'll also find a safety briefing card in your seat pocket. Please watch the video and read your card so you're familiar with the safety procedures.
Welcome aboard this Air New Zealand flight. Even if you fly with us frequently, please watch this safety demonstration carefully as it is specific to this aircraft. First, make sure your cabin baggage is safely stowed either in the overhead lockers or under the seat in front of you. Whenever the seatbelt signs are switched on, return to your seat and do up the seatbelt. Ensure it's tight and fits low across your hips. You are advised to keep your seatbelt fastened when seated during the flight. To release the seatbelt, simply lift the lever. Should oxygen masks drop from the overhead panels, activate your mask by pulling it towards you. Oxygen will flow through the mask, even though the bag may not inflate. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and adjust the headband for a secure fit. And make sure your own mask is fitted before assisting others. If an emergency occurs during takeoff or landing, adopt the recommended brace position. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Lean forward as far as possible with your hands on top of your head, elbows against your thighs.
Flight beam,
Otherwise,
Auckland scenery for this is going to be absolutely stunning.
your life jacket is under your seat or under the center armrest. Remove it from the pouch. Put your life jacket on while seated, clip the waistband together and pull it tight. Only inflate your life jacket as you exit the aircraft by pulling down on the red tag. If your life jacket does not fully inflate, use the mouthpiece. Your crew are now indicating emergency exits. Please note your nearest exit may be behind you. Count the rows of seats to the exit. In an emergency evacuation, escape path lighting will help guide you. Smoking is a hazard and is not permitted at any time, anywhere on the aircraft. Electronic devices may interfere with aircraft systems. Ensure your phone is turned off at all times. And turn off all electronic devices during takeoff and landing. For information on electronics that may be used during the flight, refer to the safety card or check with your crew. To prepare for takeoff, ensure your seat back is upright, make sure your tray table is latched securely, your footrest, if fitted, is folded away, and your seatbelt is tightly fastened. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy your Air New Zealand flight.
Gotta wait for cabin secure. That was nicely timed.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Spacebar. Somebody taught me that. I think it was Ashley. Levels the horizon for your screenshot. Very cool. Auckland traffic, Air New Zealand 623 is lining up runway 23 left via Alpha 1. That's all good, and ECAM memos no blue, and the approach is clear. Nick, awesome. Sounds nice. Rudders feel a lot better today. A lot heavier. But I've actually got a lot more control over them, it feels at least. Auckland traffic, Air New Zealand 623 is departing runway 23 left on a lever 1 Papa departure, Auckland traffic. Jolly good. There's Alberto. Off the brakes.
This is Interval 54, pushing back base 6. That's standby.
There we go, flex. Don't want toga. B1, rotate. Let's get a better view, shall we? There we go. We like the coastal ones. Interesting. Got a little bug with this one today because flex isn't doing anything. That's in the climb gate, autopilot on. Auckland traffic, Air New Zealand 623 airborne at 2,500 feet. Look at that. Climbing like a homesick angel, as they say. Auckland looks absolutely stunning. Part of the world actually I really want to visit. Should I get the chance at some point in my life. Does look quite spectacular. S. We want this side of the aeroplane. Now we're talking. Dan, hello. Hope you're okay. Loads of time to join us if you so wish.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to begin serving the hot meal. Please lower your tray table and make sure your feet is in the upright position.
And good day, Auckland. Traffic is in Houston 454, taxiing to runway 23, that's taxi.
Wow, I've taken 9 screenshots already. Ow. Whee, look at that. So it'll be 9. There we go. That wider view there. Oh, Aqua Vitale. No, I'm not sure. I know some people have been running scripts and that sort of stuff, but personally, I don't understand that half the time anyway. Ah, Dan, no worries. Sounds quite good anyway. Accelerating away. Oh, I've never been to Scotland either, actually, come to think of it. Seatbelt signs off, let's release the self-loading cargo. And standard pressure. Can't quite work out why flex didn't work then. It did momentarily, then dropped straight back out again, which is a bit bizarre. Who knows? I'm sure it will resolve itself at some point. Hey, La Ferrari Games, welcome back. Isle of Skye, wow. Yeah, I'd love to go to some of these places. I've spent the morning doing paperwork for Greece. Passenger locator forms and proof of COVID vaccination, all that sort of stuff, but it'll all be worth it for a trip away. Let's have a quick check of the METAR at Queenstown. NZQN. Apparently winds are 230 at 3 knots. I've never seen that before on a METAR. Visibility 48 kilometers, probably to be exact, hopefully. View clouds 7,500, 7 degrees Celsius, plus 1 degree dew point, and a QNH 1014. And it says VATSIM use only for that one, interestingly enough. Wonder why it says that. I wonder if somebody's used it in real life. Raglan, which is the scenery that NZA Simulations has created, is down here in that estuary, and I've got a video going live about that over the next week or so, showing that off to you guys. Oh, Michael, it said the same to me actually, but I just changed it to 2-3. I know 05 is the primary runway, I think, off the top of my head. But I just changed it to 2-3. SimBrief does do some strange things at times, doesn't it? Doesn't quite give us the information we want all the time. That's a good point, Nightbot. Thank you for reminding me. If you guys are watching and you're a channel member and you're not yet on our Discord server or inside our Discord server, do join it and let us know so we can get you into the club lounge. Should be high enough. Contrails. Not yet, it seems. It's one of those Air New Zealand promo videos now, the fly past. Yeah, there's Raglan down there. Apparently a surf mecca of the world. How are we doing on the climb out? It's looking good. Oh, hello. What the? KAPAI Laka, mid-up, DOVOT. RG. Clear. 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 It's a good job I checked that. Let's now check the rest. So we want approaches. No, sorry, arrivals up to 4 Bravo, approaches. It's giving me RNAV Golf or Hotel there as options. Wonder what they look like. They could be quite fun. They're not much different, to be fair, than the RNAV Zulu. RNAV Zulu's a bit more curvaceous star. So Ubdam 4 Bravo, DOVOT pop on Ubdam, Ladip, Magba. Where's Gospa? Oh yeah, there's Gospa, then Magba, good. Ugped. Okay, that's good. There goes the woofer. Sorted. Carl Heinz, welcome on board. Thank you for joining us as a channel member. I hope you're well. Should be able to have a little look at the live chat, of course, and have a chat with us all. I think that is sorted now. The dog threw me. UGPEG QN 779774 at VERP. We've got a double at VERP, but that's fine. And then Larav final approach. Two, three. Happy days. There's no VORs or anything to worry about because this is RNAV only. Apparently, I think I read that Qantas launched the RMP approaches into Queenstown, bizarrely. Sure, I read that somewhere. Where's the wing view? There we go, I like that one. What I'm going to be doing soon as well, content-wise, is a flight from, what's it called? Punta Arenas in Chile, the very southern tip of Chile. Alberto will like this one. Hopefully, maybe even when the Twin Otter arrives from Aerosoft, what I'm going to be doing is doing a flight from Punta Arenas all the way down to British Rothera in Antarctica with that new Aerosoft scenery that I released a video on yesterday, and we'll do that 4-ish hour flight in the Twin Otter across the water all the way to the Antarctica, and it's going to potentially be really fantastic. And it's a flight that they're doing at the moment in real life over the next week or so, actually, as they ferry all their aircraft back down, I think from Canada, to then head down for the winter season. Yeah, but there you go. Yeah, it should be quite a good one actually, although I'm not sure if there's any scenery for Punta Arenas, but the Aerosoft British Rothera Volume 1 Antarctica scenery, I was pretty much playing with that through most of the day yesterday. Really enjoyable scenery, full of exquisite details like whales popping out of the ocean and things like that, and I'm yet to find one of those. Within the manual itself, it spoke about the flight from Punta Arenas to British Rothera as a ferry. That's the only question. Well, actually, I know they can fly A320s in there because of the emergency landing strip that I've popped on the video yesterday as well. Certainly interesting. One thing that Mathis actually from Aerosoft pointed out yesterday, he put the video that I created onto the Aerosoft forums, which I was really pleased about, and he mentioned something that I'd not actually connected whilst I was actually making the review, and it's how the penguins reacted to the noise of the aircraft going past, which is how they've done that I have no idea, but effectively they've animated, or they've coded the penguins in such a way that when there's a noise disturbance around them, they react to it. And that's quite magnificent for a bit of scenery, to be fair. I think it'd be quite a good little flight for us to do at some point. It will likely be the middle of October though, once I return back from abroad. While I'm away, by the way, I've got a load of content, load of videos that I've been working really hard on creating. That will be going live every few days whilst I'm away, so there's still going to be content going live through the channel. It will just basically be a break in live streams because I'll be abroad. So hopefully that sounds good to you guys. Lots of decent videos and some new scenery reviews going live as well. The first of which I think is going live on Friday. That's going to be quite cool. That is a really cool one actually. I think, let me just have a quick look at the schedule. Don't want to spill the beans too much. I could type it in the live chat actually so that you guys can read it. And that would be like your members only early advance notice. Ah yes, it is that one. Happy days. There you go. That's your members early advance notice. What else have we got here? October. One of the videos actually is conditional on something being released, though I can't really talk about that too. Actually, I think it's going to be... I'm sure it'll be released by the time I'm back. Michael, my time setting, it was 6:50 when I spawned in, it's now 7:50 local time. I've zipped it forward a little bit. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, in New Zealand at the moment. But we're on live weather as well. Actually, yeah, very true. Yeah, guys, if you are watching in the background and you can't actually see the live chat, don't forget to give the video a little like. And if you are new to the channel, click that subscribe button down below as well, of course. And you could then chat during other live streams. What is that mountain down in the distance there that I was trying to... Oh, there it is. Look at that. Whack them on Volanta. Shamrock, welcome on board. Thanks for joining. We've got 3 new channel members today. Hope you're all going well, having a good week so far. So, although it is only Tuesday, but spent most of my morning with the head in the oven because it tripped everything yesterday. Shamrock, thank you very much. Welcome on board as a bronze frequent flyer. If you're in the Discord server and you've just joined us as a channel member today, folks, as well, I probably will forget to mention it, then make sure that you let us know and we'll get you added into that club lounge. Oh, Alberto, I just saw your message in the Discord server actually. It says off to the left it should be a LATAM. It won't show as LATAM because you've connected as an Osprey call sign, so it's linked to the Osprey call sign and matched that with the Osprey liveries. So it's matched correctly with the call sign that you've used, but it doesn't know you're in a LATAM livery, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. First time I'm on a A321 Neo actually on Friday, and I'm looking forward to that too. In fact, I think it's going to be the second ever time in 30 years of being on this earth that I've ever been on an A321. Usually A320s for me. I know there's not much difference, but still slightly longer. Yeah, next time, Alberto. I've got the livery now anyway, so... Mount Taranaki down below us. Just disappeared off over the wing there. There we go, Mount Taranaki. And New Plymouth, I think, is off down this way somewhere. Somewhere, in fact, there's the coastline. So New Plymouth is somewhere here. Alberto, good to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying the experimental branch. It's a good one, isn't it? The flight plan manager makes a world of difference to the enjoyment of the A32NX. It does make it very difficult, actually, to go back to what you call it? Mind fart. Yeah, it makes it difficult to go back to the development branch. Ah, Shamrock, interesting. Well, it makes sense actually. It's a members only live chat, so you can only chat if you're a channel member, but yeah, it's good to know that actually everybody can read and see the live chat as it's going along too. Makes it a little bit more inclusive. We tried, there was a beta version that YouTube released, which was a members only live stream. We've tried that a few times, but it keeps bugging out for us, and or doesn't tell you guys who are channel members that we're live, so quite unreliable. The last time I did that, nobody knew. I think there's about 5 people that that knew we were live. I think, is that the South Island gone already? It is, wow. Yeah, Wellington is going to be off. I can see subbing down there, A320 Neo at Wellington. Wow, Speedbird 65 Tango's just landed from Dubai to Auckland. And I think offline though. That would have been quite cool to watch. Estimated top of descent is most definitely wrong. Wellington is... Let's go to the flight deck so we can actually look out the window a bit better. So the South Island's coming up here. I think, is that Nelson? Nelson's just in this little cove area here, and then you follow that north and you will find Wellington, which is just in this little section here actually. So we've got all the mountains to fly over. This is a route, by the way, that R2B2NZ in Discord sort of created and spoke about the other day. It's a real-world route called the Queenstown 2 route. And this takes us in across the coast along the west side of the southern island. But it also gives us really good views as we skirt along that coastline up to about DOVOT. That's where we're going to get loads of great views over the mountains. Shamrock, yeah, that is a good one actually. That's one of the first Fly UK routes that I did actually when I signed up to Fly UK Virtual Airways. Was the Cessna Caravan from Wellington to Nelson and back, and then I did Wellington to Christchurch and a few other bits. And spent the first month actually flying around New Zealand in the Cessna Caravan when the sim got released. Really enjoyed every moment of it. We could do a little progress page to DOVOT. Loads of time. That's definitely incorrect. Nelson's a great little airport down there. Small runway. You can kind of see actually the breakwater here, but Nelson's just in this little. In fact, it should be just where the cursor is here, just underneath all these mountains. Stunning little airport and approach down there. And then Christchurch is underneath that blanket of cloud, a lot further south. In fact, that is quite a lot of cloud. Makes you wonder where it's going to break. I'm hoping before I can get away I can squeeze another live stream in. Not sure what it's going to be just yet, but I'm really hoping I can get one in. Maybe a couple of hours long again, either tomorrow or in fact it will have to be tomorrow if I can get one fitted in. But I've got a lot of stuff to do as well, packing and things. Jonathan, awesome. I did email Microsoft actually, or Sobo. I tried to contact Jane, the community manager, about 2 weeks ago now actually, with a load of questions about that Junkers JU52. But she didn't get back to me. And Carl, welcome. Hello to the chat. It says best regards from Tyrol in Austria. Wow, hello to you, and thanks for the help. My English is not perfect. Thanks for the tips in your videos to Salty and the Heavy Division 787. Carl Heinz, you're very, very welcome, and welcome to you as well, joining us as a channel member. If you're in Discord, just ping me with a little at BritishAvGeek, and we'll get your account sorted so we can see, we can chat to you in the live, in the club lounge as well. Right, Nelson is here. And Alberto can see my contrails, which means that he's getting close. What's your MAC number? It does look like a lot of fun, doesn't it, Jonathan? For the approach via DOVOT, we've got to cross Mabga at 11,000 feet. So descent .now.sh 38,000 feet at the moment, and 10,000. It's saying that we're going to want about 90 nautical miles to descend. Might be able to see your contrails actually, Alberto, if I punch out of the aeroplane. What's your cruise altitude? Don't think I could see you. Oh, look at that, we've got the sun and the moon. There's a mind meld for you. Who knows? So now we're over the South Island. I do love flying around New Zealand. It's something that growing up I've always wanted to visit the country and both islands as well. So it's something quite magical around flying around and exploring it in the sim. Jonathan, nice. One of the things on reflection from the Thessaloniki flight the other day that I was quite blown away with actually is the fact that we pretty much departed and landed at the same time as the real flight that was going on the same route as well, so the BA flight to Thessaloniki, and that shows you, I guess, how accurate the flight times are inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like time, speed, distance, all that, all the calculations they've done for that, it shows you it's pretty accurate, which is always good. So I've flown this approach with, maybe it's further up. Yeah, I've flown this approach with Callum a few times. So Nelson actually is here. I'm not sure if there's an airfield down this section though. Oh, there is. Takaka Airport and Motueka Airport as well. And then Karamia Airport down here somewhere. Now that might be quite cool to fly into because it's pretty much along a ridge of mountains most of the way. There's DOVOT and all the constraints for our approach coming up on the nav display. Look at that spaghetti. Sure that'll rectify itself. There's that fuel bug again. Progress, wasn't it? 193, 256. And we've got 90 miles for that top of descent. So still got a little way to go. And for the RNAV, 0.3 I think is the maximum for accuracy. We've got 0.07, so that's good. Where is V-Pilot? Right, so that's got to be notional, so 1014. And winds 200 at 3. Where's the transition? I'll have Zulu. Flight level 150. And the DA, or the Barrow, is 2709. So let's look at the charts. And we'll go for basically what we've just put in there. So, if we head back to the star, we're going to take the Updam 4 Bravo arrival. Make sure I write that down. Updam 4 Bravo. DOVOT transition, DOVOT entry. RNAV Zulu 23. So we're going to come in via DOVOT, which is just here. And we're then going to head in, descending down to 12,100 roughly by Updam, and max of 250 knots there. So I'm going to amend my top of descent calculation with that, and it says we have to do at least 92 nautical miles now, so I'll round that to 100. It's safer, I guess. And it'll save the really rushed descent that we had at Thessaloniki the other day. Then we're going to turn left at Updam and head 118 degrees to Ladip, descending down to 11,000 feet at or above. All this terrain around us as well, and then descending a little bit further to Magba. We have to be at 11,000 at Magpa apparently, and then we've got the initial approach fix of Ugped. From there, if we look at the RNAV 23, RNAV Zulu 23, is showing us there Ugped 10,000. So we'll continue that descent all the way down. We'll take this constantly sweeping sort of turn to the right all the way around over this high ridge here, and then into that valley for that final approach. And then from Larav we could probably get away with, around Larav anyway, turning the autopilot off and just flying it in manually, hopefully, if the weather's nice. Missed approach, Larav at 3,300 by the way, final approach point, and then you've got the couple of little altitude points there from there too. Missed approach is going to be climb runway heading 234 degrees, and then at or above 3,200, turning left over the lake, null of at or above 4,000, and continuing up all the way down the lake south to Sungu to hold. And I think that's 10,000 feet. There you go. Climb to 10,000 feet via the RNAV missed approach track to NV. Hold Sungu 10,000. And then RMP less than 1.0 required in the missed approach. That's fine, we're 0.07. Missed approach requires climb at VGA to 4,000. At 4,000 accelerate to 150 knots. Remain flaps 15 and do not exceed 150 until QN 732 and at or above 6,000. BGA's go around speed basically, so it's with gear up but flaps 15. And for us that would be, looking at the MCDU, perf, probably, yeah, flaps full 149. So if we have to maintain 150 knots at that point, we're gonna have to stay full flap configuration until we're clear of that little restriction, and then we can start accelerating up through QN 732, which is here, this middle of the lake basically. Quite a technical missed approach actually. Not that I'm expecting to do one, but it's always good to brief. Looks like we're going to be descending through thick cloud. There's a view we're familiar with. .92 nautical miles, 20-minute descent, 3 degrees glide slope and 1,500-ish foot per minute apparently. For that top descent calculation that we've just done. What else? We've approached for the, well, we briefed for the approach rather, not the approached for the brief. We briefed for the we briefed for the approach and the missed approach as well. We have a look at the airport information, and we're going to land 2-3. So we've got 1,777 metre long runway, so we're going to use reverse thrust and likely medium auto brake. And then we're going to try and get off at Alpha 4 or Alpha 3, and then we'll vacate, quickly get the APU on, and we'll probably have to stay on stand for a short while to get the APU ready, bleeding, engine stable at idle. Some of the temperatures coming down, and then we can shut down the engines too. And then we've got the new iniScenes Queenstown to check out. If those of you tuning in for the first time haven't yet saw it, it's really nice, and it's a really big improvement actually upon the Asobo handcrafted version. Arrival procedures. After landing, remain on blah frequency, taxi as instructed. That doesn't make any difference to us. Visual illusions on approach to runway 23 and poor visibility to surrounding mountainous terrain, and runway elevation above elevation of ground under final approach. That's interesting. An aircraft performance may also be degraded by icing conditions upon climb out. There's a couple of specific routes actually. If we were going to fly back to Auckland in a future stream, it's already in the charts actually. Standard route clearances departing Queenstown. You've got the Queenstown 1 route and the Queenstown 4 route. Sorry, you've got Auckland 1 and Auckland 4, and they both go back to Auckland. You've got Christchurch 1, Christchurch 5, Wellington 1, Wellington 6 and Wellington 7. And it says, where specified the following apply. So for jets, for our route back to Auckland, it'd be the Auckland 1 route, Yankee 569 to Lovta, Yankee 655 Pokem, Quebec 277, and then in. Noise abatement, what does this say? Yeah, all good there. Don't need to worry too much about that then. Back to the flight deck, mid-up, 167 to DOVOT. So now we've got that progress page up for DOVOT. 1665. It's actually on the nav display because that's our next waypoint. So in that case, I might do Mabga. Mabga. There we go. And that's about 206 nautical miles. Probably a little longer because of track. Mapca's the one that we want actually, to be fair, because once that says 90 or 100, once it says 100 actually, 100, we will start that descent down to 11,000 feet. One thing to bear in mind, as I was saying earlier, for those of you watching, the experimental branch of the fly-by-wire mod doesn't have a terrain map that works. Sadly, it doesn't have a weather radar that works either. And it doesn't have TCAS. They've taken all of that out of the nav display, sadly. Personally, I would rather have it in, but it's still in the development branch, just not the experimental version, because that's the branch they use to tinker with things, the experimental branch. So lots of things tend to be missing or broken, but the experimental branch has got the working flight plan manager, which is obviously the one that everybody wants to use because it works really nicely. You can just see, so through the cloud here, you can just about see here the peaks of quite a few mountains along the centre part of the southern island of New Zealand, including they're all snow-topped mountains here actually. So, and it's the same below us here, directly below really. Except for this bit, because that's ocean. But there is a lot of mountainous terrain to work through avoiding. That's where the terrain map would come in really handy for us actually. So we are kind of going in blind with this. We're not really sure. I'm certainly not sure what to expect from this approach. I've not done this one actually before. I've only ever done the Everup arrival. Updam 4 Bravo. Got loads of fuel left. There's the cabin pressure page. Shamrock, that's a good pointer actually. The working flight plan manager, providing you don't mess around with it too much. That's a good little side note there. Yeah, actually, so some of it's been deactivated. I think TCAS got deactivated from it, I think, from memory. Basically what they want to do is implement a weather radar and terrain map and a TCAS display that replicates the real Airbus A320, which is a fantastic feat to be able to do inside what is a freeware aircraft. But part of me wishes that we didn't have 3 branches. Part of me wishes the development version was the one that they had, that we could all use and enjoy, and it'd have everything in as well at the same time, but the experimental branch would be locked down, and that'd be the one that everybody would use for the development side of things, testing things like building the TCAS system and everything else, so that for those of us using the development branch there would be no difference. It would still have the custom flight plan manager inside of it as well. But the nav display was custom made prior to the working flight plan manager going into the code within the MCDU, and we had TCAS, weather radar and terrain map then. How are we doing? Roland, hello, I hope you're okay. Just dropping in from work. Really good, thanks for asking. Hope you're okay. Not too long now before we start to hit top of descent. I think Subbin's airborne. Might need to step on it a bit though. We're quite far ahead. Subbin's all the way back there somewhere. Just departed Wellington. How are we doing? 120, 140, 140, 50. It's about 150 miles track to Magba. There you go, 159.6, perfect. So it does give us track. We'll call it 160. I'm sure that gives us a direct to that waypoint rather than our track to it. In this instance, they're not far different, to be fair. There's a couple of more mountainous peaks. We're descending off into that region, actually. Down there, poking up through the cloud. This whole region here, actually, is stunning without the cloud intervening and blocking the view, of course. Michael, awesome. Step on it. do a final check. You can see actually here the plan route. But if I show you inside the flight plan page, we go into plan mode, zoom into about 20, I'll show you guys a bit more closer up what it's going to look like. There we are. So Updam, Ladip, Gospa, and then you can see there, like we saw on the charts earlier on, from Gospa, Magpa, Ugped. It's that continuous turn all the way around. That's what the flight plan manager actually is really good at doing for us now. It gives us that perfect flight plan line around the terrain, and it pretty much follows the charts exactly as it should do, whereas the previous version didn't do that. So that's a really good little feature, and that shows exactly all the constraints that we're going to be matching all the way down as well. Oh, Roland, interesting. Outer tank transfer already, wowzers. Let's go outside for a second. Can't do that in the real thing. Snow-topped mountains. Let's hope we've got some around Queenstown as well. I've not flown into there with the snow actually, so it'll be quite interesting to see what happens with that. $60.80, we don't want 80 because that's going to cause us problems. Updam's there. So, got to make sure I've got all my charts ready to go, showing some of the peaks actually at 11,000 feet. There's a peak at Updam at 11,000, which we have to be really careful of. So if I descend too quickly, we will hit the mountains. And I got a feeling we're going to be in thick cloud for a little while. Roland, glad you're enjoying the livery. It's a really nice one actually on flightsim.to. I think 8K off the top of my head. Yeah. So that's going to be a tricky one. There's a holder Updam as well, should it be really busy for us, but I think we're all going to be nicely spaced apart for a continuous stream of approaches runway 23. 05 is a nice one, really scenic actually. From Updam you kind of go in through the lakes instead of round the mountains, so that's a very scenic one, but not as challenging. Look at that. What a landscape. There's the coast. This is a promising sign. It means the cloud base is starting to thin out, which is what we want. Don't want that view. I keep forgetting my keybinds. That looks pretty good. Where's now look at that. Make the most of it if it's really busy and we start to descend into the chaos of the clouds. I'm assuming, Michael, you're doing the Elruth arrival. Roland, good to hear. Sounds promising. Oh no. 120, so we've got to be near 100-ish now, don't we? So prog 113 to Magba. So any second actually we should be starting that descent. And we wanted 11,000, so that's there, ready. 10 miles to go, and we'll start that descent. 1,400 foot per minute. The speed constraint was at Updam, max 250 knots. So we've got to remember that as well. And that's what you have to try and kind of plan for inside your top of descent calculations as well. The fact that you're going to eventually almost level off to slow the aircraft down to the speed constraint, and then we'll continue the descent down at about 240 knots, and then at Gosper max 210. So there's a little phase actually of the descent where we're going to be decelerating a fair bit, so it's going to reduce any rate of descent that we do have whilst avoiding all the terrain. So I always add a couple of miles on for top of descent for that. It's telling us I need 89, so I round that up to 90. And then I give the aircraft a couple of miles to get into the profile too. So around about now would probably be good. It's almost at 100. Cool. Look at that. So there we go, we've lost about 2 nautical miles whilst getting the aeroplane configured for that descent. There we go, we're on our way down. To be fair, 250. Still saying the same thing, but it's telling us 1,400 foot per minute. And perf page, oops, we are in the descent phase there. Managed at 255, wow. There you go, 1 mile in level flight for every 10 knots that you have to slow is a good safe rule of thumb. Awesome. Write that down, everybody. Cheers, Matthew. Hope you're well. Good morning to you over in the States. Right, so I think we're ready for this. We know that we've got terrain near some of the waypoints that is going to be at or almost at the altitudes that we're going to be flying past them at, so we've got to be really tight and careful. It's going to be difficult in that without a terrain map, to be fair, but providing we stick to the charts and we try and do things as accurately as possible, we should not have too many problems, hopefully, he says, without jinxing it, touch wood. So we've got Updam max 250 knots constraint, we've got Gosper max 210 knots, we know we want to be at Magpa Ugped 10,000, and then it's going to be a continuous descent all the way down to the airport with the RNAV Zulu runway 23 into Queenstown with the new iniBuilds scenery as well. We've briefed the missed approach, so we know we've got to climb on the RNAV missed approach in go around speed and config until we're halfway through the lake, and then we can accelerate away.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please make sure all electronic devices
We shouldn't have too many surprises.
and your seatbacks and tray tables are in the upright position. If you've had any carrying luggage out during the flight, now's the time to make sure it is securely stowed either well underneath the seat in front of you.
Wow, sat minus 52. Woohoo!
And if you are in one of our exit rows today, please make sure all carrying luggage is stowed in the overhead lockers only. Once again, if you do have any questions or you need any assistance, feel free to ask the cabin crew. They'll be more than happy to help you. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for arrival, please.
We'll do that early because of all the clouds. We'll get them on ready as well, just before we punch through the cloud there. Mountains of snow, Alberto, good to hear. And how many nautical miles do we have left? That's a good question. 113. There's the entry point anyway. How many waypoints was it? So pop on, then 23 miles to Ubdam. See, I've not got much snow with live weather. I'm kind of tempted when we get a bit lower to get it onto unreal weather. Michael, we'll leave the kettle on for you, don't worry. What else do we need to remember? So it's going to be medium auto brake for landing as well. And we've got the QNH of 1014, I believe. NZQN. Oh wow, okay, that's changed. 1013 for the QNH now, but actually the winds and everything have changed too. This will be the final time I fiddle with this. 1013. And the winds have now changed to 330 at 2. So a nice 2-knot crosswind for us. 50 kilometers visibility apparently, which is random. Few clouds, 8,500. 5 degrees Celsius. Dew point freezing was 0 degrees Celsius. QNH 1013. And our missed approach, approach speed of 121, and Barrow minimums 2,710. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 623 A32NX inbound on the Ubdam 4 Bravo arrival, entering via DOVOT. We'll report next at Ugped for the Arnav Zulu runway 23 approach, Queenstown traffic. $40, $50, $60, it's probably looking quite good. So we'll do that. We need to slow to 250. So we can start the aircraft on that now. I'll select 245. Little room for movement there. And we'll keep an eye, we'll keep this rate of descent. You can just see the aircraft's decelerating ever so slowly through what is a little bit turbulence as well. As we descend down towards the cloud. Oh, I think I was a bit early with the anti-ice, but hey ho, it's on now. Oh, we do have snowy mountains. How are we doing? Don't want to take my eye off the nav display too much during this. There's Gospa Magba there, so we've got about 38 miles, track miles to go to Magba. 38, 11,000, so this is looking good. We're slowing down ever so slowly, look, 260 now. To be fair, I'll target 250. There's the challenge for Alberto, try not to ram into me. So I'm going to change the descent calculations quickly. So we're at 23,000 feet. We're going to do 250 for 250, and it's telling us we need 40 nautical miles at 1,300 foot per minute. 30-ish. So actually, 1,400 is looking bang on. $1,500. It's looking a bit better. 35 nautical miles. Michael, yeah, yours is looking quite clear over that side. Over off in that direction. Alberto. Let's see. We're going to hit Stalker level 100. Well, there's us. Can't see Alberto, unless he's all the way up here somewhere. Oh, we're looking good. There we are, 10 miles shy where we hit the speed constraint at least. Loads of fuel left. Full landing config as well. Flight level 180. Wow, you're below me. Hopefully, if I've calculated this correctly, we're going to hit Magba at 11,000. We'll then continue a descent all the way then to touchdown. It'll be just a continuous descent all the way. He says, tempting fate. It's be the first time flying into the iniBuilds scenery as well. So looking forward to that. I'm going to get a load of floodlights on because we go through the cloud, it might get a bit dark. They're on. That's on. Not sure why I clicked that off. Perhaps I forgot. Oh well. We've got all the anti-icing bits on as well. And we know that QNH is 1013. So we'll set that now because we're going to continue down through transition level. James, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Very warm welcome to you. Alberto. This is where I look down and he's attempting to refuel with me. Right, let's get rid of the music for now because it's going to get really busy and we're about to punch through the cloud. So I need full concentration. I haven't crashed into a mountain yet and I don't intend on doing so today. Right, so we're turning left. We're now at up dam. Max 250 knots. We've reached that. That's fine. Might tickle down to 245. Wow, this is bumpy. God, this is really turbulent. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys, if you're new to the channel as well. Then do make sure you hit subscribe as well, like James has just done. Alberto, weird image. Speak for yourself. I think we're good for this, so I'm going to pop ground spoilers onto armed now, and auto brake's already set medium. We've got that lit up there, ready to go on and armed, and 11,000. Where's my charts? Max 210 at Gospa, so we're going to have to slow down again in a second. In fact, we'll start slowing down again now. To 205. And then Ugped is the initial approach fix. This is bumpy. Makes me wonder what it's going to be like in a second. So there's terrain below us, mountains below us at 9,000 feet-ish for peak. So we've got a couple of thousand sort of separation from them. We're on RNAV, so we don't need LS. We're not using VORs or anything like that either. Let's deploy them. So we punch into the clouds. Green dot, so we've got to deploy some flaps. Let's get them reset. In we go. .210 Gosper, we've just hit that speed constraint, that's good, and I'm going to drop that down to 10,000 because Magpa's coming up as well. That's interesting. Perf. Activate approach phase. There's UGPED, our initial approach fix. So flick the charts. RNAV Zulu runway 23, UGPED 10,000, QN 778, 8,700, and we're looking for 3.2 degree rate of descent on the way down. So I'm going to go track FPA. God, we can't see a thing. I really wish we had a terrain map here. Queenstown traffic. New Zealand 623 is passing UGPED inbound on the RNAV Zulu runway 23 approach. Queenstown traffic. Report on short finals. There's VDEV. That's kicking in. That I found to be a little inaccurate at times as well, though I'm no pro pilot. So we want 27. So we'll do 280, 280. We want 3 degrees. Was it 3.2? Is not gonna. That's gonna be too steep initially. No, let's get rid of that. Let's do this. Shush, shush. Wrong button. $8,700, 5 miles. So this is looking okay. Might bring that up to 1,600. There's a peak there. What's that colour code relating to? I can't see. I don't know. 7,000. Okay, here's the mountains. Hey there. Here we go. I need lights. That's all looking good. $7,600's coming up next. Look at this. Wow. We flick to the other side. What have we got here? Look at that, guys. Cabin crew seats for landing.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Do flaps 2. What views have we got here? Look at that. So cool. Hope you guys are enjoying this. 180 knots. First time I've done this particular approach, the sweeping turn all the way around, and then we're looking to go into, there's Queenstown off there in the distance. You can see the runway. We're going off into this little valley here. So we've got to pass this ridge first. 7,000. We're actually a bit below, so let's level off. We'll do minus 100 foot per minute for the time being. 160 is going to give us 900 foot per minute rate of descent for the final approach as well, so that's fine. Wesley, welcome back. Timed it right. There's the runway. This is all photogrammetry improved mesh stuff. 6,700. Let's get that rate of descent back on. 5,100 is next. 165. 169.90, so that's good. Only lacks bug improvements and realism. In what sense? Where are we going? Plane's trying to kill me. Let's get rid of the flight director. It's a nuisance.
2,500.
We're flying visually now, guys. Of course we are. Into the valley.
2,500.
And we're going to set 10,000. Eleven 5.6, 5.100 is coming up. There we are. Let's get back onto that profile a bit better. We're following the river basically. That's nothing to do with the scenery though, Wesley. In any case, if in doubt, turn the autopilot off and fly it in yourself. 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to set that so I've got the heading bug for runway heading. Should we have to go around and we can't rely on the aeroplane. 5,100. Let's come off here. 4,200 to the next target. We're not there yet. I wonder if this is going to give me an indication. It just wants me to go back. Lap 3. Start a little gentle turn there as well. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 623 is final approach, runway 23 to land. Queenstown traffic.
2,500.
Get them off.
2,500.
Love to enjoy the views, but we're not checking everything else otherwise. LORAV 3,300 coming up. Gear down. Here we go. I start the flight recorder, but I have noticed at times I'm getting issues with flight recorder where it's dropping my frames massively, and full flaps. 5 mile finals. QN 745 is coming up next, and we want 2650 for that. But with visual approach, there's the runway. We've got 3 white, 1 red, so I'm going to allow 900 foot per minute should do it. What do we do? Ground speed 137, so about 800 foot per minute for a good rate of descent. We'll do 900 until we capture 2 red. There we go. And then we'll pull back slightly on the stick to get back on the profile. Add gears down. 3 green. And ECAMMO's no blue. Minimums for visual, we're all good, nice and stable, we'll continue, and we'll get on the ground. So below minimums. Altimeter's gone orange. All flaps. Remember, it's medium auto brake.
889, passing 8 Auckland for Queenstown runway 23 approach.
METAR for NZQN. Let me find it. It's winds 330 at 2 knots. 5 degrees Celsius, QNH 1013. A little bit of buffeting there coming off the ridge. Now let's risk getting a good screenshot here. Come on, nice and quickly. Back in. There we go.
500. 400. 300. 200. 150. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Oh yeah! Somebody call up Arla. Bring me a tanker for all that butter. Welcome to Queenstown. Look at that scenery. It is absolutely stunning. Let's go out for 4, I think. Queenstown traffic, Air New Zealand 623 vacated Alpha 3 taxi stance. Wesley, thanks. And here's the iniBuilds scenery. APU spooling up.
Qantas 889, Queenstown traffic on final approach.
Oh yeah, who's this going to be?
Queenstown traffic.
Yeah, I can see the flight recorder mod is playing havoc with my aircraft. There we are. Ooh, Wesley, that's a good one. I like that guess. We'll go stand 5. I'm going to leave the engines on because I've recorded all of this. Trying to capture whoever's on final approach too. There we go, let's go that. Quickly snap round. Where are we, where are we, where are we? There he is. Look at that for timing. Where's the flight recorder? Let's stop recording. Wesley's going. I like the sound of that. 69 foot per minute. What's the G rating going to be, guys? That's the question. And who's this? Is this Alberto? By the way, they've iniBuilds have added all that in as well up at the top here, which is really nice. Countdown supermarket, but look at the landscape that they've built in too. Just off in the distance, the horizon looks absolutely spectacular. And of course up there the valleys and stuff as well. It's all been hand modelled or improved I should say, with much more accurate satellite data. Here we go. I think this is Alberto. 0.91G. I'm thinking like 1.1G. And maybe a touchdown of minus 120 foot per minute. I was right on the touchdown markers though, which I'm quite pleased about. The aiming point. There we go. Love how VATSIM does that sometimes. He's down. Where's he going? There he is. Is he going to stop? Oh, he has. Oh, VATSIM's all over the place today. Look at the lake. Who else is next in? That's the question. Let me stop my flight on Volanta because all important ratings and things are to be protected. And then we can find out who's next in. So that was Alberto. Mulk 51. I don't think they're not on VATSIM. They're on Volanta. So we've got QFA 889 coming in as well. Easy 361. Not sure what approach they're doing. And then there's a bit of a gap. ANZ 454 and Subm 2003. So in that little gap, I can replay our landing. So the thing with the RNAV departures, you can't really wait to let it bug out. If it's going to... Oh, here we go. Here's Pete. I was just going to show you guys Volanta. What's my landing rate, Wesley? I'm not sure yet. Just uploading a couple of final screenshots to it. Flight plan. End flight plan, review flight. Oh. Well, I wasn't far off with the foot per minute, and Wesley, you weren't far off from the G. Alberto, nice. You were giving the grass a quick cut, were you? Here's Qantas. It's Pete, I think. Oh, he's coming in a bit high. Bit high and fast. What's it going to be? He's going for it. There we go, he's down. Will he stop in time? I wish these models had sounds. Oh, he's off. Yes, Pete. They're getting the whole all the grass mode today. They could be very thankful of us, no doubt. Right, while Pete does a quick backtrack, let's check out Volanta. So there we go. There we go, doink. So there's our little route out of Auckland. Quick departure, left at Graham's Beach. All the pictures along the way as well. There's Raglan, which I was on about. Raglan Harbour, and beautiful part of the New Zealand landscape. Freeware, of course, New Zealand NZA simulations. Past New Plymouth, across the water, and then skirting along the west coast of the South Island, before then arriving through the mountains. Past Mount Earnslaw, that's the peak at 11,000 that we've just passed over, but we couldn't see it due to cloud. Left turn in, and you can see actually here where the autopilot bugged out and tried to take us left. But straight away at this point, I've turned the autopilot off and just taken over, because there's no point trying to fight with the autopilot. Just fly the plane ourselves. It's much easier, as you guys saw. And then we followed that flight plan curve for the RNAV all the way in on the visual approach, and there's our touchdown, minus 170 foot per minute at 0.98 G, which I'm really pleased about. And a nice continuous descent all the way on that chart, as you can see. by the looks of it. So, oh, there he is. I was going to say, where did Pete go? Who else have we got coming in? Let's have a quick look at the map. Okay, so ANZ454 and Michael aren't actually too far away. They're entering the stars, or they're inside the stars. So, very quickly, Pete, this is going to get really confusing, but please don't park in my space. I'm going to replay the landing, he says. So let's pick a window view. Hey, hey. Oh, nice. He's parking there. Good stuff. What do we think? I think that's a good one. Just going to do a quick replay, and then I'm going to end up parking back on this stand. Doink. There we go. Alberto, interesting. Maybe it had, maybe it's something to do with the 2 waypoints that were in there. Kind of felt like it lost its way. Oh, hammer down! Wow, you've managed to get yourself a honeycomb throttle quadrant as well. That's awesome. I'm going to quickly go to this other window view because I want to see what's... Oh, look at that. Four, 5. Look at that, guys. It is spectacular, isn't it? Alt 8. Yeah. How does that view look, guys? We can go back and replay it from another angle as well if you wish. Just let us know in the live chat. Hopefully Alberto and that, you quickly grab some screenshots of me coming into land, potentially. Oh, that's what we could do. We could then do a replay from the airfield and spot our own landing. Yeah, we've got space. Looking at Valanta, we've got about another minute or 2 to play before we get busy. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, as well while you're here. Got 64 likes at the moment. Hopefully we can nab a few more before the end of the stream. Now I'm stretching my
Good day, Queenstown traffic. This is ANZ454. Turning for fun for runway 05 or 05. Queenstown traffic.
flight recorder doesn't obviously record states of stuff because the reverse thrust didn't deploy and that didn't pop out either. But let's quickly go back to doink, pause. Oh, now the reverse thrust comes out. How kind of you. Right, here we go. He's not finals, he's just in the star. Unless you're going to 2-3 or... So what we can do is we can go drone cam, Follow mode off. Oh yeah, look at that. Quick on the resume. Oh, look at that touchdown. Juicy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelts securely fastened until the
Your wife's not as happy. She'll learn to become happy with it.
When preparing to disembark, please remember to take all personal belongings with you, and please take care while opening those overhead lockers.
It's like a real landing, that.
Or other electronic devices now within reach, you may now
We'll watch the flaps and everything come up as well, because it saves the state of those too. Oh, there's an aircraft up there, look. Is that Nick? Doing an assault landing.
New Zealand on the Star Alliance network. It has been a pleasure having you aboard. Take care, have a great day, and thank you for flying with us.
Oh, good grief, who was that? Oh. That might have been Nick. But then there was Air New Zealand 454 coming in 05 as well. Not sure who's who. There's two aircraft up there. How good does this look? Ah, Pete, have you got the iniBuilds Queenstown Airport by any chance? Because if you do, you need to make sure that you've uninstalled Nick, no problem at all. You have to make sure that you've uninstalled the default Asobo handcrafted version, because there's another version as well, which obviously we don't want. Look at that, it's like a real flight ending. Nice and gentle on the brakes there. Matthew, our real resident CRJ pilot, will be pleased and proud of that, hopefully. There's Plane God. We're down here. And we should... No idea where he's going, to be honest. We've got Michael actually about to head through the valley ahead of us as well. God, look at that river. While we wait, it's going a bit funky. There we go, there's the aeroplane. Brakes hot. Let's get the brake fan on. We can shut down the engines. APU is on bleed. Jolly good. That's all off. Carl, thank you. Click, click, click. Oh. Where are they? Our passengers will have to stay on. Right, so where the autopilot bugged out, that's where Michael is now. He's turning to follow the river in now, so we should see him any second now. He should start to pop out through this side of the other side of this valley here. And then we've only got Plane God left to watch, so hopefully he'll be routing around soon. I'm pleased with that landing, I've got to say. If you've not seen the iniBuilds Queenstown scenery, do let me know and I can give you guys a bit of a tour once Michael's down. It does include all of the terrain around us as well, the landscape that you guys can see all of here, off down the valleys down there. It does look quite spectacular. Oh, hello. Is that Plane God? This is going to be interesting because we've got two on final approach at the same time then. Alberto, thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed it, buddy. I've zoomed right in because I didn't expect to see him at this side of the airport. I can hear an aeroplane. That's a good landing there. It's just got to get off and backtracked ASAP. Because any second now, through the mountains, we're going to see Michael. Oh, how interesting. That's one of the FSLTL liveries. And it's on the CEO A320 with the shark cluts. So yeah, something that you guys can expect coming soon with the project. William, hello, welcome. This is going to be Plane God. Oh dear. This is going to be close. Oh man. What's this going to be? Go around? What do we think, guys? No chance he's getting off that runway quick enough. I think Michael should just plonk it down anyway. Actually, he might be okay if Plane God does it as quick as he can. Where's he gone? Oh. Oh, that's one way to solve it. Oh no, he's back. He's vacated now anyway, by the looks of it. So I think this is our last pilot of the day. Michael coming in on final approach. Go into the old tickle the boards approach plan. There's the Pappies. Here he comes. Look at this, looking good. Oh, look at that, right on the touchdown marker as well. And that's an FSLTL model as well, I believe. The spoilers deploying. Told you we'd leave the kettle on for you. Brilliant. Look at that. Oh, he's just disconnected. I was just about to get a picture of that. There's one screenshot. We could pop into the control tower and you can see through the glass. Such a cool landscape. There we go, guys. William, yes. Hope you guys have all enjoyed it today, and thanks for flying along, of course, as well. I think that is all of us looking at the looking at Volanta. That is all of us down. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Michael, you are home indeed. Welcome, nicely done as well. Welcome to our 3 new channel members as well. Shamrock, Karl-Heinz and LaFerrari. Be sure to ping us on Discord and we'll get you added into the club lounge so you guys can chat inside our members only area within Discord too. And very warm welcome to all of our new subscribers as well. Don't forget to give the video a little like before you guys head off. And I hopefully can get maybe a live stream ready for tomorrow, although it'll be particularly short notice if we manage to do so. If not, we've got a load of content geared up while I'm away and out the country, so there'll still be content flowing through the channel over the next 2 weeks regardless. Thank you very much everybody for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. In the meantime, as always, take care.